What's happening, guys? Well, today we're up on Mount Evans, and those are some mountain goats, and they're pretty cool. But you know what else is really cool? My new Honda Africa Twin. There she is, ladies and gentlemen. 2016 Honda Africa Twin. Oh man, the videos that are about to be coming to YouTube. Hope you guys are excited as I am. We're gonna make this super short little reveal, but isn't she beautiful? Oh my God! All right, guys, enjoy the ride up Mount Evans, and I will catch y'all later. So, product developers, I know you guys are having a tough time getting a hold of Africa Twins because they're not very available. If you make products for motorcycles and you make products for an Africa Twin and you need an Africa Twin to model your product after, please feel free to get in touch with me. I can be reached at Colorado Dual Sport at gmail.com. Colorado Dual Sport ER at the end, at gmail.com. You can also contact me through the Facebook messaging system, and I would be happy to work with you. What's happening, guys? Well, today we're out on my new Africa Twin. Freaking right. I am super duper excited about this bike. So, we're going up Mount Evans. Where are we at today? We're at Mount Evans. I started after the boring part, which is the tree line, so you didn't miss anything. And we're gonna go up to the top. I don't know if it takes 2 videos, we'll do 2 videos. But I really have wanted to do this trail forever. But part of my problem is Hermit doesn't want to ride up here. So you know, it's like you gotta pay, and then it's slow and blah blah blah, and Hermit just doesn't want to do it. So I've never done it on my own because it's really far from the house. Like for me to take Xena on the highway or, you know, trailer, it's not a good location for all that. So you can see there's still snow here. But anyway, let's talk about the Africa Twin, eh? What am I, Canadian? Eh? I got my Jeff Gast is coming out. So the story of the Africa Twin. I'm not going to give you much of the specs because there's like a billion videos out there with all the specs on the Africa Twin, and you can look them up, and I don't need to rehash something that's been something that everybody's been over a million times. But it's the CRF1000L. Now, the fact that they dedicated it, or they called it the CRF, is their off-road vehicles, which is awesome. It's 1,000 cc's. It has, I got the manual version. I didn't want the DCT. I wanted to be able to shift. I like to shift. I'm familiar with riding off-road. That was perfectly fine with me. That lake is awesome, and that's where you start, down there. So I haven't been talking about getting an Africa Twin. I haven't even thought about getting an Africa Twin. I was looking at the V-Strom 1000, right? Like everybody that likes the Facebook, which is Colorado Dual Sport, all one word on Facebook, go like it. I posted some pictures of the, the DL1000, and I was like getting kind of hyped about that bike. I was like, yeah, you know, this seems like a really cool bike, and I think it's something that I would be interested in. It'll do a little bit of off-road, but it's mainly road biased. You know, but it would survive. You know, it's not going to be a trail bike by any means. But then I started reading about the Africa Twin, and this was after the Africa Twin was already released. It was already out, and some people had them, and I started reading, and I started watching videos, and pretty soon we were in Maryland visiting family like 2 weeks ago, maybe now, and I couldn't ride. I couldn't really do a whole lot because we were with family, so I was spending a lot of time on the phone, and I watched like 1.5 million Africa Twin videos over and over and over, and I started reading about it, and I was like, dude, this is the bike that I wanted. This is the more off-road oriented, bigger bike that I could tour on, but it's not enormous, and it's not going to be ridiculously wieldy for me. And I started like planting the seed in Miss Stacy's brain. I was like, hey, you know, I've been looking at that V-Strom, and I don't know, I'm really liking this Africa Twin. I've been doing a lot of research on it. It seems really cool. And started showing her some pictures, and she was like, yeah, you know, it does look really cool, and you know, maybe I could ride on the back. You know, she's kind of iffy about riding on the back with somebody because I don't know, it's just a weird thing, and I would feel the same. But anyway, I don't fault her for that at all. But then I was like, all right, it's time to make a serious decision. I need a bike that I can go from home far on, like I mean Vail far, and be comfortable, and then once I get to Vail, be able to explore off-road. Now, I know, obviously, that I'm not going to be doing trails and, you know, like hardcore stuff, but I want to be able to do all the fire roads. I want to be able to do some easy trails, you know, once I get comfortable, which is not going to be for a while, so don't expect to be seeing this on some crazy trails doing dual sport stuff quite yet. Don't worry, I'm not getting rid of Xena. She is staying, and she is still amazing, and I still plan to ride her just as much, if not more than this. But I am so freaking excited. So how did I end up with an Africa Twin? Because, like, you can't get them. Like, they're not available. There was a earthquake in Japan, and you just can't get them. They're unavailable on the market. Every single one that was produced was spoken for, and most dealerships have a list that is 25 people deep, if not more. And you know, you're not going to get a bike until 2017 if you order one now. And I literally ordered mine last Thursday, and I sent my quote to RPM in Lakewood, and I am the luckiest SOB in the entire world, because RPM is not taking deposits, and they're not having a wait list. What they're doing is, if they have a bike, they're building it, they're putting it on the floor, first person that walks in gets it. And guess what? I went so far as to fill out a credit app on the Honda, you know, through Honda Financial Services or whatever their deal is, and was already approved. You know, I'm good with my credit. I'm not an idiot. I have good credit, so I was already approved for their best credit offering, whatever. And and they called me, and they were like, "Hey, we have one in stock. It's not the bike that you put on your quote form or whatever, but we have one in stock." And I was like, "Oh, really?" And it's not tagged, it's not spoken for or anything. And they explained what I had just explained to you. And I said, no friggin' way. And the one that I had requested was the black and white and red one. And the one that they had was the silver. And I was like, well, yeah, you know, I don't dislike the silver, and I'm not angry about it, or anything like that. And I was like, I just kind of like the red better, but do I really want to wait for 2017 maybe to get one then, just to, you know, have the color that I want and not be able to spend this entire summer enjoying this? And I was like, not a freaking chance. I will take the silver one. He said, I got your credit app. It's already approved. He's like, I'm putting a tag on it right now. And he put a tag on it. And I couldn't make it down Thursday after work, but I made it down Friday after work and did all the paperwork and rode it home. So I may be the luckiest SOB in the entire world right now. Because I got an Africa Twin, and I got it literally a day after I asked for one. So please don't hate on me. I did not know that that was going to happen. There were no special circumstances via the YouTube channel or anything like that. But yeah, I lucked out like a madman. Okay, so now that we've covered how I got the bike, let's cover what I've thought of it so far. bring you guys up to date. I have gone through the break-in period already, and today is Sunday, so got it Friday. I rode it up to Hermit's yesterday. So Hermit and 2 other people were really the only ones that know that I've had the bike. And when you're going through the break-in period on it, you really are only supposed to, you're supposed to ride it nice and easy and blah 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 blah. You guys all know the drill. But this is kind of cool. People are writing their names and whatnot. That's cool. That is graffiti I can get down with. Feel free to graffiti snow. You can graffiti snow all you want because it goes away. Don't graffiti anything else in any of these cool places, please. Public service announcement from your boy CDS. Ooh. So let's see, how many miles do we have? We have, holy cow, 228 miles I've done in 2 days. Well, 3 days. And I've put a tank and a half of gas through it, and this bike is flipping amazing. Flipping amazing. I rode it up to Hermit's, which is about 45 minutes from my garage to his trailer, and it is all highway. It's all 65 mile an hour, so in Denver, 75 mile an hour highway. And I absolutely freaking loved it. It was like riding a Cadillac. This bike is literally a dual sport Cadillac. The seat is comfortable. The bike has umphs of power. It is literally the best thing since sliced bread. And I know my opinion is limited because I'm coming from a DRZ, which is set up like a dirt bike. But dude, I was kind of scared getting on a 1000cc bike and immediately leaving the dealership and having to ride it home on the highway, which is what they told me not to do, but I had no other choice. There's no way for me to easily get from Lakewood to where I live over in Parker, what is it, like northeast Denver to northwest Denver to southeast Denver. You have to take the highway that's a loop that goes all the way around. And so I was just like, all right, here we go. I jumped on a 1000cc bike, never having ridden a bike bigger than a KLR 650, and off I went on the highway with the strict instruction: don't go over half throttle, and take it easy, try and run it through the gears. Now luckily for me, it was rush hour, so the highway was stop and go, and I was running it through the gears and not going over half throttle and being a good boy. But let me tell you, even when the highway opened up and I finally got it up to 6th gear, which took 3/4 of the way home, this bike, even at half throttle, is just so smooth and freaking quick, man. It is quick. I love it. I haven't really gotten on it in the low, even though I'm technically allowed to now. I've gotten on it a little harder than I was when it was still quote unquote in the break-in period. I just feel like she's still brand new, and I don't want to I want her to have a nice, smooth, loving break-in period. So we're doing that. But dude, it's 75. Let me say this. On a private closed road with no other traffic, I may have done 100 miles an hour, and it was no problem. There was no fuss, there was no issue, and it was great. And I only did it for like 5 seconds, so Miss Stacy, please don't kill me. And this bike had plenty more to go, and there was no struggle. The bike is so quiet, I can barely even hear it. I'm sorry I'm jumping all around. I'm so excited to tell you guys this. I have so much to tell you guys, and I want to try and get it all out. So my plans for the bike, I don't want to take it off road yet because it still has the stock tires on it. It doesn't have knobbies. They're whatever 70/30 tires. They're really street tires. So I don't want to take it off road until I get a good set of tires on it. And here comes my first question. TKC 80s. TKC 80s are my first choice. I've had a little bit of experience with them. You guys know what I ride. It's mostly like pea gravel fire roads. So something a little bit aggressive, but something that's also not going to freaking kill me on long highway trips, because I plan to do those too. I need like a good tire that's going to spend a decent amount of time off-road and not kill me, but also something that rolls on the highway pretty well and isn't going to cause me too much of a fuss at, you know, 75 miles an hour during normal highway cruises. So there's the first question. Next thing to go into is I did get some of the optional upgrades that were not on this bike when it was sold to RPM, or when it was delivered to RPM. So they're gonna order that stuff. Isn't that freaking beautiful? I've only been up here once with Miss Stacy in the car, but man, I thought this was gonna be a great place for a Africa Twin reveal. As soon as I say Africa Twin, I start smiling. Oh, real quick, I told Hermit I got an Africa Twin, and this is what he had to say. Hey Hermit.
Yeah.
Guess what I just got?
What?
An Africa Twin.
What is that, like a black doppelganger that looks like you?
No. It's
because I'd rather ride with that guy. I bet you it's not so embarrassing to watch him dance.
Yeah, well, you're not quite getting it, Hermit.
What?
It's a motorcycle.
Why would they call a motorcycle an African Twin?
I don't know, but they did.
All right.
Yeah, he's kind of an idiot. Love you, Hermie. But the upgrades that I purchased, which I have not received yet, are the taller windscreen. This one is good, and it is very nice having a windscreen. Let me just say that, since I don't have one for Xena, that this thing is great. But I'm 6'3", 300 pounds, and this windscreen needs to be taller to keep the wind off of my tall face and head and helmet and GoPro that is all up above. So I ordered the taller windscreen. I ordered the 12-volt adapter, and I ordered the center stand. None of which are on the bike yet. So what that means is in a couple of weeks I'm gonna get a call from my guy at RPM. He's gonna say, hey, we got the stuff, and then we're gonna do a drug deal, which is kind of funny because I'll take the bike back to him, they'll put it on and give it back to me. That's not really how a drug deal works, but you know what I mean. Oh yeah, there's some gnarly bumps up here, I forgot. Oh, didn't even feel it. So once they put that stuff on, it'll be much easier to do oil changes and chain maintenance and all that fun stuff that you need the rear tire to be off the ground for, and which my little Harbor Freight stand is not rated to hold this bike. I think it stops at like 350 pounds, so even Xena is pushing that one to the maximum. And I have one that you can lift her up onto, but I don't think I'm going to be lifting this bike very far. And I'm a strong guy, so that's the other thing. This bike is heavy. It is 536 pounds wet. And you can quote me on that because Ferret looked it up yesterday while we were sitting there comparing the weights of all the bikes that we had at Hermit's house. So yeah, I am getting used to riding a much heavier bike. I'm riding a lot less aggressively than I do on Xena, but still having an absolute blast. Here's what I can say for somebody who's going to be going from a smaller bike, if you're going to be getting a larger adventure bike to be able to tour more. Your skills riding on the road with your small enduro bike will definitely transfer over to a larger adventure bike. It's basically the same thing, just bigger. So if you're freaking out about that, don't. You know, I still consider myself a relatively new rider. I only got Xena in 2013, and this is 2016, so 3 years. You know, I was able to transition over to this and be absolutely terrified all the way home on the highway, and the next day when I rode it up to Hermit's, I was loosey-goosey, relaxed. I knew what to expect, and it was not a problem at all. The fact that this bike is so smooth really helps a lot. It's not a race bike, so if you get it thinking, oh my god, I got a 1000cc bike, it's gonna be it's gonna be crazy fast and blah 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 blah, go do track days and stuff, you're not correct. This is a big adventure touring bike that has power, and it has a lot of power, and I'm even in first gear going too slow. I'm still getting used to where to shift at and all that stuff, man. But like third gear, it'll do 60 miles an hour. It's crazy. Alright, so we went through upgrades. We talked about not being worried about getting a bigger bike when you're riding a small enduro, you know, DRZ, DR650 kind of thing. KLR 650 guys, you guys will probably be a little bit more at home. Oh man, this is just so gorgeous. I need to look around a little bit. My plan is to shoot video for you guys on the way up, and then on the way down, shut up, listen to music, and just enjoy the heck of the way down. Let's see, what else? Okay, TKC 80s. I put, oh, the other thing. On my original quote, I had the full set of panniers and case and top box. Oh, and it's comfortable to stand up on, even for me. It does need bar risers, but even just like this, my arms are in the exact same position that they are in on the DRZ with bar risers. So stock, these bars seem to be a little bit higher than the stock DRZ bars. But I think if I put the 30mm risers on this, it'll be freaking super duper comfortable. Standing up on it's a little weird because you can't see the front wheel nearly like you can on a DRZ, which has, you know, not a fairing. So that's a little freaky, but kind of also adds to the relaxing factor. I noticed that I'm keeping my eyes ahead further, and you know, it's kind of made riding more relaxing, more comfortable. What's up, guys? Yeah, both Harleys waved. I've been getting waved at a lot. A lot of Harleys are waving at me now that I'm not on a dirt bike. I don't know. What's up with that, guys? Where was I? See, I'm talking myself in circles, but I don't even know what the heck I'm doing now. Oh yeah, panniers. So I decided to cancel the panniers and all that stuff from Honda. I saw a couple of reviews that said they were flimsy, and I don't want to get anybody at the Honda dealership in trouble, but I spoke to some people there, and holy crap, and mentioned that to them, and since they didn't have them in stock and they would have to order them anyway, we had a little chat about it, and they were like, you know, the Honda panniers are great and they're wonderful and they will work just fine. However, there are a lot of other options out there. And I was like, I'm picking up what you're putting down. I understand what you're saying. And they were like, okay, good. So, from the review that I watched, it said that they're a little bit flimsy. And I was like, all right. I'll find something aftermarket. I kind of wanted to finance it all in together, but now that I actually signed the paperwork and saw the bill for what I got, I'm kind of happy I didn't. Oh, it is not cheap. It is not cheap. This bike, when all said and done, cost just within $1,000 of what I paid for my car. So, this was a very big investment for me. So yeah, I don't really want to talk about money all that much, but it's not cheap, and I can tell why. I can already tell why, just driving it 232 miles now. This bike is amazing. It is comfortable, it is smooth. I am going to absolutely ride this thing down to Tyler's house, and when I get there, I'm going to feel refreshed like I just rode there in my car. Once they put that higher windscreen on, this thing is going to be the bomb. The other thing that I wanted to order from Honda, and was kind of surprised when they told me that they didn't sell them, which I think that they do, Honda does, but this dealer might not have known, were crash bars. This bike will not be going off-road until it has crash bars. I'm gonna stick with the stock, what are they called, bark busters? If you can call them bark busters, but stick with the stock plastic things that they put on the handlebars, which are garbage, until well, I hope that they never break. But if one breaks, which I've already seen videos on YouTube where somebody dropped the bike once lightly and it broke, until that happens, which again, hopefully it doesn't happen. But then I will get some aluminum backed spark busters that look good for the bike. But yeah, other than those very simple things, very few simple things, I don't plan on doing a whole lot to the bike. I want it to be pretty close to stock. I like the fact that the exhaust is loud when you're going slow, but on the highway you can't hear it at all. I love that. You have no idea how much I've enjoyed these 233 miles not listening to incessantly in my eardrums. Now don't get me wrong, I am a huge lover of the brap. You guys know that. I love brapping Xena out, but when you're doing 100 miles on the highway at 70 miles an hour, it is seriously annoying. Now, I'm really lucky because I don't get headaches. It's just a thing. I've never had a headache that wasn't been caused by getting hit in the head or being dehydrated or some other circumstance. I've never just been walking around and had a headache. Yeah, stop hating on me. I know. Everybody's always like, you son of a bitch. But that noise, I can imagine for somebody that does get headaches, which is a lot of people, that would just instantly give you a headache and it would make your ride grueling, even more so than my ride, just from the noise annoying. So yeah, I don't plan on putting a big can on it and having it be all brappy and loud. That's not what I want. I may put an aftermarket exhaust on it, but one that is kind of the same way. I want something that's nice and throaty down low, but once you get into, you know, say fourth gear, it starts chilling out a little bit, and I will be really happy with that for long distance touring. I can't wait for my first long trip on this thing. I am really excited. Man, this is just gorgeous. Gorgeous. When we came up here, we stopped at all the spots. I'm gonna stop at a few on the way down, take some pictures for you guys, because it's so funny. I'm filming this video on Saturday. You guys are gonna see it on Monday night or Tuesday, depending on who you are and when you watch. But you're gonna see a Facebook video that goes up when I get home and pictures. So a few of you may already know what I got, but not many. Majority still watch YouTube, and it's really nice that Facebook has grown. I was working on doing a 5,000 subscriber thank you video, but I was gonna do a giveaway, and I've been trying to get in touch with companies with a little help from Everride and Hermit to give me a good idea of you know, how to do that and whatnot. And I've been trying, and I don't know, it hasn't been going super well. My channel's not as big as Everride's, but hopefully soon we'll get a little bit more skilled in that department, and we'll be able to do a sponsored giveaway. So after that, I was like, well, maybe I'll just do a giveaway on my own, like I did for my 1,000 subscribers. I gave away a set of Wolfman Day Trippers out of my own pocket. It was actually the first money that I made from YouTube. I gave away the Wolfman Day Trippers with. So I was gonna give away a wolf tail. Then I decided to buy a motorcycle that costs nearly as much as my car. And ever since then, my wallet has gone no more expensive purchases. So let me just put this here. I'm not gonna make a big deal about it. I don't, no fanfare or anything, but thank you guys. We hit 5,000 subscribers, 500 views, let me start over. We hit 5,000 subscribers, 500,000 views on YouTube, and 1,000 subscribers all on the Facebook page in like literally the same day. It was almost the exact same day. It was definitely within like 3 days. So you guys are freaking awesome, and I appreciate you all so much. And thank you, and I hope you're not mad that I'm not giving stuff away, but I am now in the poorhouse. Oh yeah, you could tell we are up high. I'm not sure how high Mount Evans goes. I don't know if it's a 14er or if it's 13, but it is high. She's still got a little bit of get up, yeah. Other thing that I love about this bike, fuel injection. Fuel injection's been great. I've ridden it, you know, between 10,000 and 5280, which is Denver, and have had absolutely no problems. There's been really no change in power. I was messing with it up near Hermit's house, which is, I don't know, so almost 8,000 feet. What's up, guys? How y'all doing? Mountain sheeps. They don't have very big horns right now. I don't know where the usually they have like the big hook around horns. Maybe those are just young guys. But I don't know very much about the mountain goats up here. So sorry, can't tell you a whole lot about them. But we're going up there. I believe there's an observatory. There's something cool up there. I don't know what it is. We'll find out here in just a minute. But I got an Africa Twin. And I am in love with it. And it is my newest baby. And come on, man, let's go. Help me out a little bit here. And this thing is just so comfortable. Oh my god. I went and I rode Hermit's DRZ all day yesterday, and my butt, oh my god. I hadn't been on a hardcore trail ride in a little while. Wow, I'm starting to tell the altitude now. I hadn't been on a hardcore trail, like a fast, rough trail ride in a while. And dude, nearly broke my butt. I got back to his house and I was like, oh god, I have to ride a motorcycle for an hour home. And I sat down on this thing and I was like, no problem. I got this, I'm good. I'm all good. And it was like, I got back to the garage and I sent Hermit a message and I was like, dude, like a Cadillac. I rode it home like a Cadillac. So comfortable. I was more relaxed than when I got back to Hermit's house from riding the DRZ. It was just all good. No problems. No arguments. No troubles. She's still got a little bit of balls. Oh, but we are nearing the top of our ride, guys. Look at this. Isn't this beautiful? This is one heck of a ride up here. Gorgeous. Oh, but yeah, yesterday I took some Advil this morning because I was all super achy, and got on the bike and I've been riding and I feel great. I feel absolutely wonderful. Super relaxed. No worries in the world. I'm getting my throttle therapy even though it is on the road. Sometimes road throttle therapy is good too. I mean, I love carving corners, even on Xena with D606s. So I think before I get these road tires taken off, I'm going to be spending plenty of time carving corners as I get a little bit more comfortable on this bike with these 70-30 tires, which are really 100% road tires. I lied. I have had her off-road about 10 feet at a rest stop. Sorry, that was lame. But all right, let's see what else is new. What are my plans? So I kind of can give you guys a little bit more information on things that I was told that I might change. Let me do this. I'll give a shout out to DRZ Coffee Girl Rides husband. DRZ Coffee Girl Rides is awesome, and her husband, Mr. Casey. Mr. Casey, thank you so much for answering my questions and whatnot. You're the man. He also has an Africa Twin, and he has had it for a couple of weeks or a little while. enough to know things. And he answered a bunch of questions for me, and he's awesome. So thank you, sir. And go check out DRZ Coffee Girl Rides channel. She doesn't post videos very often, but when she does, it's all about female enduro kind of stuff. Like she's got the ladies covered. So thank you to those guys. So Mr. Casey, Miss Stacy, and I were the only 3 that knew on Thursday, and then Hermit and Ferret found out. I went to Hermit's house and I was like, "Hey Hermit, I called him the night before, Friday night, and I was like, "Hey man, I'm having some trailer trouble. Is it cool if I ride your DRZ tomorrow?" And he said, "Yeah, no problem." So I pulled up to his house, and he was like, he was shocked, and I actually shot a reaction video. But once he was done, I was like, "How do you like my trailer trouble?" And he says, "What do you mean?" And I said, "Well, my trailer trouble was I couldn't put a bike on the trailer." I couldn't put a bike on a trailer. I wanted to ride it up. Trailer's fine. He was like, "Oh, waka waka waka." Oh man, well, there are a lot of people parked up here. So yeah, this Africa Twin is my trailer trouble. I have not named her yet. Oh, I guess that's the fan. I haven't heard the fan yet. I have not named her yet. I don't know what I'm going to name her. You guys can make some suggestions, but I'm not guaranteeing I'm going to pick a fan name. I kind of like picking my own names, and I like riding the bike for a little while and seeing how those names fit. So yeah, it looks like there's an observatory over there, and a bunch of rocks to climb on. And I know there's some mountain goats up here, and that's probably where all those people are standing over there. There's like the mountain goats always hang out up here because they get fed. But there you go, guys. I don't know, you think I should call this things to know when getting an Africa Twin, or should I call it CDS gets an Africa Twin? I don't know, maybe we'll do a things to know when getting an Africa Twin after I go through a couple more 100 miles and can give you a little bit better information. But there you go. You can see the sign in between all of the ridiculous people. Summit Mount Evans. Oh, it's 14,130 feet. But there you have it, guys. I will catch y'all later. Peace.